bruisery, damagey Poppy, looking for early leads. I suppose it kind of suits Valstorm's playstyle. He does like to play kind of like early aggressive junglers.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
like the Hecarim, like the Nunu.
Yeah, likes to play very active junglers, and Poppy is able to do that. Maybe not as well as Hecarim and the such, but definitely still capable of doing that, especially when you pick up that extra bit of damage as you're talking about.
Is this a 5-man invade from for the Aquarium?
It might be. It looks like they're positioning for it, at least. They do have. I think they. I think they've been seen in the mid
Yeah,
lane.
be spotted by the Vladimir. Yeah.
I haven't seen this Maokai skin in game before. I don't think it's kind of cute.
Oh, the
There's a little.
goalkeeper one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a goal on top of his shoulder. That's pretty cute.
I think the most common Maokai skin right now is probably Meowkai, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think that's if I see Maokai skin, it's probably Meowkai. What's the other one he has that I see all the time? He also has the I see the undead one quite a lot as well, or like the I don't know what it's called, like withered one. But Meowkai is definitely the most common.
It's a curious one as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty cute. A totemic Maokai, I think, and they have little carrot noses on the saplings. They're pretty cute.
Oh, it reminds me a little bit of Snowman Yi. How he has a little carrot for a
Yeah,
stable.
Snowman Yi is a good skin. It sucks because he's a character with so many like good skins that you just don't see. I don't think I've seen anyone use Snowman Yi, but it is actually like a cute ass skin. He has this huge carrot with him as well. It's great.
Like, what's more demeaning than being slapped with a carrot? Oh yeah,
Exactly.
poor party Fiora when she slaps you with a wet noodle.
Exactly. Poor Party Fury.
Early gang.
Oh yeah, no. Already moving around Nunu with the snowball and gonna catch him for his disciple with it. He could be in danger. Already has to flash and oh my god, losing a core of your health and having to flash 2 minutes in is not what you want to start your laning phase with. Oh, dude, I was very confused for a second. I was watching stream, but I have the audio from the the Discord stream. So I was like watching like a second behind and hearing the audio, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" I'm just stupid, is all. So.
Oh
my god, another gank already. Gardevoir's gonna have to flash her, or he's dead as well. And it looks like the flash might have been too little, too late. But
that's
okay,
flash on top of him. Okay, he's very, very much so dead.
You know, that's called team synergy. They had the same mindset. That's what you like to see. And damn, Chris already showing the power of this Nunu. Already getting 2 early ganks under 3 minutes, both resulting in at least flashes being burned.
Okay. Alright. Alright. Where were we? Somehow the Vladimir does have an early CS lead, despite being the one that was a level 2 gank.
Yeah. It was level 2.
Yeah, despite getting level 2 ganked, having to burn flash, and still has a pretty decent CS lead.
Yeah, the same with the Mordekaiser as well, even though he also got ganked.
Did we miss that first blood on the bot lane?
No, but they did. Did they get first blood or did the top lane get first blood? They got a kill at about the same time. The Jinx flashed forward and picked up a kill on Broom.
Oh, that's kind of nutty.
Happened at basically the exact same time as top lane.
Oh, okay. Which isn't too bad. Where's the first potion? I would say that you'll always have top lane priority, as Mordekaiser into Maokai. Maokai doesn't really fight back that much until he gets something like a Spirit Visage, or he starts building towards that Sunfire Cape.
Yeah, Maokai's along the same kind of vein as Scion, where it's like you pick it because you're there in lane, not to win it necessarily.
Yeah, quite so. Well, there's more CS lead already popping up. We see a little bit of skirmishing around mid lane. The snowball was burnt away, and just settling with a tricky ward around Raptor camp / entrance. As both junglers return back to the clearing, and game's a little bit of a low stake. I guess just just trying to gauge where the junglers would go. We do see Denunu preparing a snowboard to come towards bot side now.
Yeah, they have a control in this, so the Nunu's not going to be seen, and the Rel's going to flash forward. The Snowball's coming down as well. Chumba's going down as well. And the Braum doesn't have flashes. He burned it earlier. Samira burns flash now, but she was too far forward maybe, and looks like she might just get caught out where Brother Crow picks up another kill. Damn.
Oh.
Very good plays early.
Ooh. There's a small graphic error.
Oh, is that? What was it?
The graphic error was pointed out by Blazikers on Twitch chat, saying that it should be Gosport Gods and not Gourmet Gang.
Oh, yeah, at the top. It says Gourmet Gang instead.
That's it? Potentially... Oh. Okay, beautiful.
Oh.
That was almost a kill in the solo kill in the top side for the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, but as I was looking at the graphic, I didn't even see, but the Mordekaiser almost killed the... Okay, Nunu coming in for another gank on Influence Disciple. Influence Disciple is going to have ult. He's going to drop under it. Okay, Valkyrie's ult coming through. This might just finish him off, and it will indeed. And that's another kill for the side of Rough Roll Aquarium. 4-0 in this early game.
I think that was quite literally like on the dot, just enough.
I think it was too. I was wondering if like Arcane Comet was going to trigger again or something, and that was going to finish it off. Oh, but it's absolutely crazy the amount of ganks Chris has got here, and the amount of ganks that even haven't converted into kills and have converted into flashes instead. I think he must have ganked at least like 5 times by now, and we're only 6 minutes into the game.
There was twice mid, once bot, once top, and then a defensive like counter gank mid. So yeah, about 5 times I'd say. Yeah.
Oh my word, this jungler, he's crazy.
And he's not falling too far behind his CS, maybe like 3 camps behind or so.
Yeah, and you don't mind that too much when you're picking up a lot of these KP and these kills for your team. 10 CS matters much less than 3 kills in the grand scheme of things.
Now we do see the Leeching Lie picked up for the Mordekaiser, which is definitely going to be handy for him, as he's going to be building towards a Maker, getting tankier by just being able to sustain longer in this 1v1, potentially 2v2 fights, as both junglers would be start to posture for top lane Rift Herald. But the issue for the Mordekaiser is he can shove the Maokai on the tower, but he can't do anything about Maokai. The Maokai could quite literally just happily sit, auto attack, sustain with this passive. Little cheeky skirmish around blue buff right there. Picked up by the Nunu.
Making sure that using that, you can't outsmart Nunu, right? That's what they say.
yeah, you can't outsmart the Nunu, and if you do, then the Nunu is probably a little bit tipsy or something.
Yeah. If you do, it's the Nunu's fault. Oh.
Another snowball being channeled mid, but just mid lane
it.
the highway to go bot lane, I guess.
I thought he was going to go for the blue buff. I was like, mid lane's just a highway for the blue buff. But we're seeing a skirmish up top again, and it's what you were talking about, really. It doesn't matter if it doesn't really convert into a kill too much for the side of Suns, because he's just there to chill and have a good time, really, and he doesn't mind too much farming early against the Mordekaiser.
But if you noticed right there... Oh,
we're seeing another fight here. Rel walking into the jungle, going to get the stun, but I don't imagine much will be burned, other than Poppy ult did get burned, maybe a bit too preemptively, as I had already backed off, but...
But if you pay attention, right, the Mordekaiser was only able to do that to the Maokai because Maokai had pushed in that wave a little bit, so the waves were about roughly in the middle of the lane. So it gave Mordekaiser room to like walk over you with his passive auto attacks and Qs. But the moment that trade is done, with all of the AoE damage coming out from Mordekaiser's abilities, that wave will be hard crashing as it was. And then it's just a rinse repeat where Mordekaiser can't touch Maokai on the tower. Unless he's severely chunked. Now Maokai is out of mana, and Duko Jamming taking a cheeky trade here and there from the...
Okay. We are seeing a gank come out to the top lane, though, from Nunu again, going on to the Gardevoir here. Mordekaiser ult is going to be burned. Currently has Nunu in the round. It looks like might finish him off here. Zan's going to be able to finish him afterwards, and he won't be able to. And Gardevoir gets the 2v1 technically, I guess, if you don't count Mordekaiser ult, but nice response to the gank there.
Very lucky done.
Okay, and another fight going in down bot in the bush. Samira going to get caught out by Eternal Aether on the rail, and she's just going to be dropped before they can even do anything. Going for the chase onto the Brawn with a Jinx W. You're going to slow it up, but it looks like he's just going to be able to walk away.
That was a lot of action that second. It's almost every time there's a fight top lane, there's a fight at the bot lane simultaneously.
Exactly, lots of response coming around the map, and talking of responses, another fight going into the mid lane. Valstorm going in on Hall Jr., burning his flash. Good job there, nice little tempo play.
But a nice counter gang coming from Christian Simeone again. Stopping that puppy from achieving anything mid lane.
It's not even the fact that he's being just so proactive. He always seems to be there to defend his lanes as well as make the active plays, and Poppy really hasn't been able to do anything this game.
Did you see the golden stick that was just purple stick that just completed for the Mordekaiser?
Oh, nice. Okay, guys.
10.5 minute Rift Maker. Like, he's a happy Mordekaiser.
He is one happy Mordekaiser, and that might make these trades a lot more dangerous for the Maokai to take in these lanes. It could just mean that when he takes these trades, he has to be way more careful, or he's going to get caught out, especially if Poppy's there to follow up.
Yeah. Now, I think we can cast our mind back to the previous.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe we're going to see another play in the bot lane. The Nunu coming for another snowball gank, but Brom's just going to be able to hop away back to the safety of Samira's arms.
If we cast our mind back to the previous Mordekaiser games we've seen played in UNL this season, right? Mordekaisers tend to do really, really well in lane. We've seen from all of those games, right? But in some of those games where, for example, an ADC is fed and can afford something like a QSS at some point, right? Most likely here will be after the completion of the boost and maybe the second item halfway through, depending on whether Mordekaiser is able to join the fights or not.
Yeah.
But Mordekaiser ideally, right? Now that you see Jinx is, I suppose, the most fed carry on the side of Off-Road Aquarium, he wants to ulti the Jinx out to give everyone on his team a chance to at least kill one or two of the members. For example, the Nunu or the Vel'Koz, with Vel'Koz being the priority target since that's the next highest DPS. But you nullify that pressure that Mordekaiser gives you by just building a QSS. And if Mordekaiser is ulting the Jinx, there's no way he's going to be allowed to walk right next to it. So you'll most likely have to either flank or flash ulti. And at that point, if you get QSS and you're stuck in the middle of Off-Road Aquarium, it may be necessarily good as a Mordekaiser, but until you build something that gives you more tanky stats like a Zornios or like a Spirit Visage, 9 times out of 10, you're just going to be blown up and melted.
Yeah, exactly. And even it's not just about, I think, coming out or getting into the team. We're looking for another player in the middle lane. That's like Speedy Nunu. Catch him with a snowball. Eternal Aether going to follow up on the rail and try and catch IWD out. But the Vladimir pool is going to allow him to survive. But the mid lane's looking a little pressured now and moving to the river where there are 2 members waiting. Okay, Eternal Aether being caught out a bit on the rail, pushed into the Nunu. Eternal Aether managing to walk away with little health on the rail, looking like just a disengage right now. Chris going back in, trying to make space for his team. Okay, gets picked up by Gardevoir. Gardevoir going to eat Hall Jr. back in, has to burn the barrier, doesn't have flash up. It's very low, and Q catches again, and Eternal Aether going back in, trying to help his team, but that means that another member falls for the side of Off-Road Aquarium, and Gosport Gods look like they have their first thing going their way this game.
This Samira is very, very low as well. The Jinx really putting the hurt on them. But that's fantastically well done by Gosport Gods. Giving them the very slight gold lead advantage. Ooh, that's a sudden pause.
I think they're fixing Snowball Bug because they had the Snowball Bug in the mid lane.
Oh, okay.
So they're all going to reconnect, I think. I think that's what I read anyway. But going back to my point before the fight, just as we now have time, it's not even just about the fact that it's not necessarily such a big factor now as Mordekaiser is also 3-1, but when Jinx is the only AD threat on the team, you don't want to be dedicating that much money into armor, right? And if you're 1v1ing this Jinx, though, you're going to need armor or she will shred through you, especially if she's able to get a bit of space with flash or traps, for example. Yep. So it's going to be hard for this Mordekaiser to just walk in and go, oh, okay, let me grab this Jinx, 1v1 her, not die, and then come out and team fight. it might be a bit easier now that he is getting fed himself, but I still think it's a real challenge. If he decides to dedicate himself to fighting this Jinx, he's gonna need armor, and that's only to the Jinx because she is the only AD threat on the team.
Now, this Rift Herald is started up by Gosport Gods, and it'll be interesting to see where they place this, because I'm pretty sure at this point, like, bot lane is just looking to play for mid game right now. The Samira really can't achieve or match the same pressure that the Jinx is putting out with the realm, right? I would like to see some kind of cheeky roam from the Brom if possible, given that at this point he's just trying to stop the bleeding in bot lane. But there should be first out picked up for Off-Road Aquarium, and this I'm expecting this Herald to either go mid lane or top lane just to help free up those the pressure on those objectives.
Yeah, I imagine if they can get it on bot lane, they'd like to put it in. I mean, in middle lane. Sorry, I imagine they'd like to put it in middle lane. And
Snowball is being
talking about the
channeled.
mid lane, Snowball is being channeled onto IWD, but he's able to just pull away once again.
The anti-gank button, I love it.
Vladimir W is a hell of a move.
Do you know that meme where it was like it's the red button, it's the two buttons?
Oh
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't quite choose which one's the better one. It's
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
like,
So
save the earth or press Vladimir W, for example. You're just like,
yeah. I remember I mentioned that the exact same meme in we were watching the TL versus C9 finals, and we were talking about the fact that Perk should just roam top every time to steal Cho'Gath ult. I think Kieran's SS Friendship sent me a photo of that exact. Oh, Vladimir W. It doesn't matter, dude. I don't have to cast a fight if Vladimir's got W. And he sent a picture of win LCS finals, or the other button was like go big Silas and Cho'Gath.
oh yeah. And you almost see those two go hand in hand as well. That's a Rift Herald pop top lane. That's a dead turret.
Definitely, and this is very dangerous for T-Zones as well. It's
That's
looking like
not a
Mordecai.
dead turret. Oh,
I'm very surprised Mordecai isn't just going up and autoing it and then moving on T-Zones.
I like this. You don't see this too often. It's the Nash's Tooth coming out for the Mordekaiser.
Oh, really? Damn,
Yeah.
I don't see that too often at all.
That's that double attack speed dagger only built into one really good AP item, and that would be Nash's Tooth. And back in the day, I suppose. Wait, I don't know if this item is still in the game or if it's just been changed to Nash's Tooth.
Nash's Tooth is still in the game.
No, it is. Yeah, sorry, it's the
Yeah,
artwork that they changed. I keep
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
it's
they
a new
changed it.
item. That's I guess very adorable trading happening on the top side.
Yeah, two
Mordekaiser
tanks
doesn't
slapping
really
each other.
care about it.
I felt like every time it pans the top lane and I see two tanks slapping each other, I'm like, yeah, so.
Yep.
Oh, it's also.
We do see Gospel Gods getting some vision around this dragon.
Yeah, they definitely have to try and make a play for this Drake because you don't want to give him soul point, especially if it's Infernal. Okay, maybe we're looking to see if Ivar's not getting engaged on, and Eternal Aether maybe looking at just dropping here, but Jinx and Q Rockets are doing so much damage, and a huge Vel'Koz ult from the flank will pick up a lot of the team in IWD and Samira, the only two left, running away. IWD looks like it's going to die to the Jinx Flash and autos just being enough, and God of War is still in the top lane alone, but that is going to be a 3-for-1 for the side of Off-Roll Aquarium.
Oh, Flash burnt out, I guess. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Dragon just quite easily be picked up by Off-Road Aquarium. They'll be quite happy with this. That was an interesting fight.
It really was.
Gospel Gods in the river early with the vision, with the pressure. But Off-Road doesn't really care. They just walk in. Yeah, Poppy gets a stun on one, but Vel'Koz is there to help, and then the Flash Magnets pull or Storm, whatever you call it, from Rel was huge and paramount in aiding to the vast EV that's being pulled out by Jinx. And this Jinx is huge. She's 4-0, and like we said, there is the QSS after the boot completion.
Yeah, no, definitely. And she's going to want to be picking up as soon as. She hasn't even seen the Mordekaiser yet, I'm pretty sure. And she's already picked up. And that's what you love to see. You see so many ADCs, including myself, who would get greedy maybe and be like, well, I don't need it yet until he does it to me once. Then I don't need to worry about it. But it's great to see it picked up preemptively, especially when you have a fat bounty sound you.
Yeah, quite so. But as a Mordekaiser, it's a little bit awkward now because you're now staring down the barrel at a soul point coming in 4 minutes, right?
Mm.
In a minute and a half, you got Baron coming up, and it looks like your team is in no position. One, to contest vision around this Baron currently, and two, if you were to fight a 5v5, just looking off of stats and items on your team, it's highly likely that your team won't be able to compete with the strong frontliner and the very high DPS of World Aquarium.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really kind of struggle here. I think what we kind of need to see is that play we talked about in draft where we're seeing one of these flanks come through. But even now, it's hard to do that because the Jinx does have the QSS. But maybe if you can land a big ult onto the Vel'Koz, we saw how much his ult was able to sway the fight last time. If you can pick him off early, maybe it's the Mordekaiser with a big flank, then that could maybe be what you need. But maybe we're seeing a fight here. The Nunu going on to Valstorm on the poppy, caught out, and the rail follow-up means that Valstorm just can't move, and he's getting dropped by the Jinx rockets being thrown back into, and the Vel'Koz ult coming down as well. IWDWing away, but Salami Salad on the Braum is gonna fall, and that's another pickup for the side of Rough Roll Aquarium.
And now you've got death timers, right? 20 seconds on both the members of Gosport Gods, and Baron is up in 3 seconds, and God of War is pushing top lane, but the members of World Aquarium are just saying, like, you go after one animal in the cage, the rest of us will come too. They're just gonna start up the Baron, sorry.
Yeah, I think one of the problems that they might be having here, God of War, is maybe walking up. I don't think I'll be able to do much, but I really don't feel like Gosport Gods have pulled the trigger once this game. They've been in positions to pull the trigger, as you were mentioning in that river, where they had vision and such, but they're really hesitant to pull the trigger in a lot of these fights where they do have good positioning and potential to engage, and instead waiting for them to just walk at them. And you've seen so many times Poppy just attempting to walk away and getting pelleted with Jinx rockets, and this Jinx hurts. If you do that, you're just going to fall, and Jinx is going to get excited and wreck the rest of your team. You need to be decisive and make these engages as the side of Gosport Gods, I feel.
Right, now the next objective coming up, right? As Off-Road Aquarium, now that you have the Baron, right? Ideally, I would like to see them start to get priority mid-wave. Send the Maokai top lane to get that T1 turret. He has a TP, so he can TP down in the fight. And then just try to secure enough pressure mid so that you can take this dragon very easily. But as Gosport Gods, right, like, you can really see they're starting to get chunked out quite heavily by the Jinx, by the Vel'Koz.
So maybe Poppy looking for a flanker. She does have flash if she wants to pull the trigger, and this is what I'm talking about. Maybe this is engage. If you flash behind Jinx and push her into a wall, maybe that could do it, but just missing the wall. The Vlad is going to hit, and they're trying to chase through, but the backline on the side of Vel'Koz is getting torn apart. They're able to shut down Jinx, and this fight is looking maybe good for them. Someone either going to flash over the wall, but God of War answers with a flashback of his own and hits that Q down and secures 2 kills for nothing for the side of Gosport Gods, which is exactly what you want to see for them.
Well, yeah, this is pretty good, because now this enables them to reobtain priority mid lane / bot lane. I think that bot lane wave is slow pushing towards Off-Road Aquarium, the looks of it. Might be slow pushing out now. But I would like to see them get vision around Dragon now that they've got some of their pressure relieved. Reset, and then prepare for this Dragon. But this Dragon's in 20 seconds, and Samira and Vladimir haven't reset yet.
No, definitely. Time is maybe not being on point here, as Nunu's already here, and he's looking to get vision around the Dragon Pit just by himself.
He's very low. And look at the ultimate timers and the summoner spells. Off-Road Aquarium has all ultis, except for the Vel'Koz ulti, I think. Yeah.
Okay, a big snowball, triple snowball, going to knock him up, and the Maokai will follow through afterwards, and this could be them getting cleaned up. Off-Roll Aquarium picking Gosport Gods off one by one, and just with the huge triple snowball knockup, going to take out Gosport Gods and secure this dragon.
Yeah, it's made sense. Off-Road Aquarium had the summoner spell and ult advantage. They've got the health bar and resource advantage because, yeah, they lost the fight, but they managed to reset and just walk back in, whereas Gosport Gods weren't able to.
Yeah, I think if you're on the side of Gosport Gods and you take that fight beforehand, whereas timers aren't really on your side necessarily, in the sense that they'll be up as dragons there, you really need to make sure you're getting deep vision, or maybe even going for a cheeky bush gank or something like that, so that you can push this advantage, because otherwise in a straight 5v5 where they're ahead of you and have more summoners and ults because you've just burnt more in the last fight, you're gonna lose. So you need to really be a bit more active and aware of timers, I feel.
Yeah, Baron buff has run out now. They did manage to pick up, was it like 2 towers from that Baron? 3
Yeah,
towers.
2 towers.
Yeah, it was T1 top lane and then T2 bot lane.
Mm-hmm.
Picked up the Dragon Soul, but despite that, the gold lead is only 2.5k in advantage of Off-Road Aquarium. It's still a very close game.
Yeah, definitely. In just terms of gold value alone, it's very close, and I wouldn't say it's totally unwinnable. Infernal Soul is a hell of a powerhouse, but if you can maybe extend to Elder Dragon, as this will be a pretty early Elder Dragon at about 30 minutes, then maybe you can look for a big fight there and turn this game around. That would be my plan of action if I was on the side of Gosport Gods right now.
Very true. I'm not 100% sure if I... Oh.
Okay, maybe we're seeing another fight here. Nunu going for another snowball engage. Turn away, they're going to get a triple Magnet Storm. Volstorm Quailil able to push back into the rail and stun her into the wall and able to pick up 1 for nothing, as well as burning the Maokai ult on the disengage. And Radman W going to be burned just to get away, but it looks like Off-Road Aquarium is still looking and still pushing. Even a man down now, getting poked out by the Velcros and the Jinx Rockets. They're not able really to do much.
The counter siege on Gosport Gods is a little bit weaker than the siege potential of Off-Road Aquarium.
Yeah, the Jinx has pronounced now as well, so she's really clearing those waves extremely quickly.
Yeah. Plus, what I did want to say though is I don't think I'm a large fan of Samira going for Collector here. I assume that's what the Serrated Dirk will be built into. But I will say I think I would have preferred something like a Lord Dominus Regards to just burn through those like 3 massive health bars that's Off-Road Aquarium have: the Maokai, the Nunu, the Rel.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think if you're on the Samira right now, you have to look at the situation she's been in. Has there really been a time where she's chunking someone down and that extra bit of damage would have really helped? Not really. I think that you're right in the sense of Lord Dominus Regard would be a great pickup, or even more of a defensive item if you're really on the back foot could be the choice here. But Collector into Nunu, Maokai, Rel, and you're not getting onto the backhand of the Jinx Velcors is a bit strange.
Yeah. Now, there is still quite a lot of hope. This Mordecai is huge. He just needs to be able to take one of the carries out of the fight. If possible, even if they manage to burn the QSS from Brother Crow, this could be huge.
Nunu Snowball coming through again, making IWD burn his pool again. I wonder how many times that interaction has happened this game.
Many times. Well, it's not a cheap ability to use. It's a lot of his percentage HP that gets used every time he does use that ability.
Yeah, it is true. And it does have a decently long cooldown as well, as he is looking for the re-engage on the Snowball. Samira W doesn't work if he's still holding the Snowball, and that means the Duke of Jam is just going to get picked off. The re-engage coming out from Maokai as well, and the Rel crash down is going to be big onto two of Gosport Gods, and it looks like it could maybe just be all over for them, as IWD manages to get a great flash out, meaning he's able to keep his life for now, as Off-Road Aquarium are looking to push on the middle tower, while Chris chases IWD with the Snowball again, able to catch him with the smite and the E, and Salami Salad is also going to fall in the base under the tower, and that's an ace for the side of Off-Road Aquarium.
You know, looking at that, Brom reminds me of an old story from Rome.
Yeah.
Back when, I don't remember which city it was, but they were under siege, and it was an insane number disadvantage between the men defending and the siegers, right?
I think Samira's just going to drop as well, but yeah.
And it was on a bridge, so this man said, "Men, get behind me, I will solve time for as long as possible," and he held on.
Did he hold on?
He held on for a very long time.
Well, Braum did not.